What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today, and we are back for a bit more league racing action here on F1 2017. This is TOR Pacific. Here is the reminder of the championship standings. We do have standings for a change. New Zealand Ryan has a 30-point lead over Fens. We're still in P7, even after the terrible run at Monza, but constructors, Force India still lead Toro Rosso, and Williams are still in fourth. But yeah, so here we are. This is round number 10 in the TOR Pacific Championship in Singapore. Doing the good old nightlife as always, but you see now just having a few, getting through the qualifying highlights, so they're getting a bit close there to Penske. But you know, I mean, after the last time out at Monza, I mean, it was a decent result anyway, considering it was on the my old wheel, especially the good old Logitech that I do have. So, I mean, yeah, it was a fairly decent result, I thought, especially after the crash I suffered earlier on in the race. But here we go for qualifying. Stuffed up the first run a little bit there, you could tell. Just running wide at turn one there. That pretty much, I think, it screwed up my lap time straight away. So as Fens goes to the provisional pole to 37, I think it was, 37.228, and you just see the final few bits of this lap here. Probably missed the apex at turn 18, and probably didn't need to commit much in at 20 there. But anyway, we're going to come across the line now. I did fill up the car for 2 runs, so I've got enough fuel. So we end up P4 at a 130. What was it, a 130 something? It's probably irrelevant at the time anyway. So there's someone's actually spun. That's DRC Jarrett actually up the front there. I think we did like a 38.7 from memory. Can't really remember off the top of my head, but this was definitely not my fastest overall. But anyway, our second run went 4 tenths up in sector 1 there, as you can tell. We're sitting currently in P6 at the moment. It's getting very close up to the wall there, coming out of, I think it was turn 9. Yeah, turn 9, yes it was, and going quicker again on sector 2, getting about nearly 5.5 tenths up there. But this ran a bit wide there at 16. Probably didn't help my run either. Had a much better run coming through underneath the tunnel here. Took a bit more curb, took a bit more aggressive. Again, probably committed a little bit more this time around compared to the first time. But let's see what this lap turns out to be as we come across the line now. We go 5 tenths quicker into the 38 I should say, and 38.26. That actually ran out of fuel coming back into the lane, so it was a very slow run back to the pit lane, but I did make it in the end, although it was probably going to be a little bit of a rush to get back out there, considering, well, the amount of time it took me to get back into the pit lane, which, I mean, it wasn't ideal, but I knew I probably wasn't going to be quick around this place anyway. So, I mean, I was quick around AOR. I mean, I did survive with winning the race, but it's a little bit different in TOR. As you can see there's the current standings. There are probably a few guys that haven't really, the normal guys up the top there, they've already set their lap time. So, but anyway, I was just trying to find a little bit of space there. I can't remember which car it was. It could be Fens or neontreedome, but not the greatest that runs out of the final corner there. But anyway, this is going to be my fastest lap of the entire quali. They're going into turn 1, hit it nicely around the curve there. Neon's retired from the session already, so he can't improve. Get a nice drive there out of turn 3, and now coming into turn 5. Got to really commit over those curves, get right up close to the wall there. Now coming down this long straight here, trying to eye up turn 7 here. Going to aim for about 100-meter board there. Got a nice turn in, and unlike AOR, did not run too wide there. Probably missed the apex a little bit there coming out of turn 8. And this is where I grazed the wall a little bit earlier. Right up close there. Close as you dare to, really. And now coming into what was known as the Singapore Sling. Didn't have the greatest of runs there either. You can tell how many apexes I was missing around that part anyway, over the bridge. And now to the hairpin. Now again, this long straight here. So I size up turn 14. As we go sector 2, I think it was about, I mean, it wasn't brilliant. We go like, I think it was like 5 100ths quicker in sector 1 and like 1 100th, nearly 2 100ths quicker in the sector 2. It wasn't ideal, but I mean, I just really had to try and do something anyway. Now Zombie's now retired, so he can't improve. That's actually is that Matt. He gets out of the way again, taking it nice and cautiously through here, and right up close to the wall there. Let's see, we're getting a nice run through here. It's a good run, come across the line. It's not the best ending, I'll admit. It's a 1:38.1 in the end, which ended up being P7. New Zealand Ryan, of course, got pole at a 1:37 flat over Fens. Snags is actually Warden, so don't be alarmed. That is no one new. Rain, Neon, Jared, Master Berserk, the only guy on the Super Softs. He starts P8 with Zombie, and my teammate in P10. So get to the race under perfect clear night skies. Pretty much standard strategy around this joint. It's one stop. Tyre wear is not really a big thing around this joint anyway, so you can easily get away with it. Soft tyres, you probably want to keep well away from anyway. But as we set off now for the formation lap, you can tell Zombie having a little bit of fun there, and I thought I'd join him. Look at the amount of corner cuts that Tyre was doing through that first couple of corners there. But as you can tell, Owens and I think is that Matt have already been disqualified, so you can really tell that no one takes this formation lap seriously here. Whether that changes in F1 2018, who knows? But yeah, but you're just trying to slice through the field here. Probably the closest I'll ever be to these guys, if I'm honest. But you can tell Zombie's really pulled away now. But you'll be able to now get past Warden there for the time being. Do a little bit of a sneaky move here just to try and get ahead of Ryan. I cut the corner here. Don't really need the Singapore sling anymore. And yeah, that's just me and Zombie just having a little bit of fun for a change. And I think there's a couple more. This is the second last one. I mean, it'd be cool if the corner was actually like that, but that is the way the Singapore street layout is anyway. So, but after all the fun and games and whatnot, we did get back to the grid. So here we go. We're all set for round number 10 of the Singapore Grand Prix TOR. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Marina Bay, and it's got my teammates' point of view as well. Pretty good start. Jared probably didn't have the greatest starts. Master Berserk's had a good start as well. He's actually got the jump on me, and he's on the super soft tyres. I think I may have copped a little bit of a whack there if you listen very closely, if my voiceover didn't cut over it. But anyway, still in P8. I think maybe someone actually tagged me up the rear end. So Mitchie doing very well. He may have dropped a couple of spots actually up the start, my bad. But he's behind Gold Power, I think it is, in a Red Bull. But just trying to put the pressure on. Master Berserk is a little bit more contact there as they get too much on the curb. Getting a lot of oversteer. I think that's Zombie behind. I hazard a guess it'd probably be him that's got the damage. So there goes Zombie up the inside there at turn 9. As he finally gets past, but my car was just so oversteery at the start of this race. Probably doesn't get any better later on, but coming through this section, he runs a little bit wide to Zombie. And you see now, oh no, Mitchie's been tangled up in there as well. And he's lost his full front wing. So disastrous start for my teammate. I really feel bad for him actually. I mean, it was just one of those things. I think Sauber must have been Timmy trying to avoid a Zombie, but Penske, oh dear, it's just not been he's just had no luck in these recent races as Penske. Again, it's a retirement on the first lap. I can't remember how many times he's actually retired on the first lap anyway, but anyway, lap 2 we go as my teammates actually now come in to get onto the front, change the tyres on the front wing as I get a little bit sideways coming off turn 6, I think, turn 5, 6, might be turn 5. I'll get my corner names right in a minute, but pretty much sitting comfortably here on my own here as Mitchie's gone onto the soft tyres. So he did say in the party chat, we were in the same party chat, that he was going to take those to the end. Try and do the one stop around here, go on the longer strategy here, but cut to lap 3 now. Just tell the car is just so oversteery, and that pretty much sums it up right there. Now I've got front wing damage myself, so as I decided to let Timmy go there, thought there was really no point holding them up there. I did try and have maybe a little bit of a battle, if I'm honest, just see what I can get past him. But I really wanted to keep RBR behind. I wasn't keen on letting him go here. I know there's a bit of a gap behind to the next car, but I actually get my first warning as well. But I was, again, toing and froing, like what tyres to go on. Whether, I mean, the Super Softs probably won't get to the end at this point there, as I have a little bounce up there on the wall. But in the end, I had to let RBR go through there because they would have blocked me into the pits. You remember back to SRL with Jared. Fortunately, it didn't end bad. It ended badly for me, and yeah, I felt the full force of that. Don't you worry. But anyway, we made it to the end, to the pit stop anyway. So I decided to go for the soft tyre run, just see whether I could just get to the end of this race. I think it was probably going to be a bit easier, as Gold Power I think's come in as well. So it's not been the greatest of starts, and I think as we leave the lane now, it'll be close to see who we come out ahead of. But Nelly balls it up coming out of the pit lane, probably got on the power a little bit too early there. This just goes to show you how long it's been since I've been on my, it was the first weekend I think that I had got my new thrust, well not new Thrustmaster, replacement Thrustmaster from the other one that broke around the streets of Singapore, would you believe. So I actually come out ahead of, who else was Zombie Hunter? So after the earlier chaos for what occurred, I believe he did have front wing damage from me when he kept slamming up the rear end. Anyway, so now I'm still ahead of him, but he's probably got a lot more better grip compared to me, even though as I kick the wall there coming out of turn 9, but I probably will have a much better grip later on. But this is what it looked like from Timmy's point of view here. So obviously Zombie got past at turn 9, now coming through to Singapore Sling, what was formerly the Singapore Sling. Just trying to keep it behind. Zombie hits the wall there. As Timmy, I think, just tried to avoid him as much as he could. He probably could have gone for it if he had to, but that might explain why my teammate got front wing damage. So there's a replay from Penske's point of view at the start. So he's going to have a look up the inside of, I think that is Mitchie there. So Penske is starting on the super soft tyres up to obviously starting outside the top 10, but they're getting a little bit too much curve there. Lost a spot there. I can't remember where he started from, but RBR's got past. That was a little bit close for comfort there. As I'm not sure what the heck happened with RBR, whether he just braked suddenly and it was just a weird one. But you can see Gold Power running very wide there. Mitchie got a good run. You probably would have seen that in the top right of screen anyway, but now Penske putting a move on RBR. There's the hand of Anger's gone up. There's all RBR and Gold Power, and that has not ended well.
What the mental, guys? What was that? I think I've got damage on the front wing.
Front wing. We'll change the front wing.
Yeah, I mean, you can understand Penske's frustration there. There's Mitchie's obviously car damaged into the wall there, but you can sort of feel like Penske is a bit of a Romain Grosjean, just having no luck whatsoever. But I think we're going to be able to see what happened here coming through this section. He goes up the inside of Zombie.
You cannot be serious. I cannot catch a freaking break.
He seriously cannot catch a freaking break.
Wreck after wreck after wreck after wreck.
Like I said, it's been a shocking last few rounds, especially for Penske. But let's have a look at the on board with Owens, who actually started on the soft tyres, would you believe? Trying the weird and wonderful is my man Owens, who is my teammate, obviously, in AOR. But I think he's just staying clear of everybody going through the first couple of corners here. We cut a bit further on now, coming through turn 7 as I look up the inside of, is that Matt? But again, decides to back out of it. And just pretty much settles into his own rhythm at the current moment. That was the two, saw RBR and Penske. Yeah, that might explain. As Owens gets the move done on Matt, who had to take avoiding action. I'm not sure whether he actually got front wing damage himself. Penske goes straight up the inside there of Gold Power. Probably didn't have that in the footage earlier. Well, that looked looked very weird, I must admit. I thought originally Penske had collided with Mitchie as well, but I think possibly could be lag as well. But there's our Penske's race ended. I mean, you can laugh all you want. It may be a little bit embarrassing, but yeah. And it is what it is, really. And Zombie just trying to crawl his way back into the pits, and I think he does. As there goes Owens up into, I think, P12 after starting dead last. So, not a bad recovery anyway. So, not a lot happened. Lap 5, getting a little bit sideways and getting too close to the wall there. Thankfully, not getting any front wing damage, but had to yield the spot to Zombie, obviously, because this car was just absolutely horrible. I may have had maybe a little less practice compared to other times, but you just see the amount of oversteer, how much I'm catching this car, even on the soft tyres, just did not feel comfortable at all. But this is on board with Owens. Also, not a lot happened. He locks up coming into the underneath this tunnel section, and well, there goes his front wing. It's all over the streets of Singapore, so he probably will have to change strategy now. So let's see what he puts on here. I think it's the purple ultra soft tyres. Yes, it is. So going for a quick burst here, I would say. Front wing, and away he goes. So that'll probably drop him maybe a couple of spots. Not too many anyway, but that back to us. That's a second warning there. So and we're still in our P12. The Zombies started only a little bit pulled away there. Didn't have that greatest to run. That brake myself coming into that. I think it was like turn 20 there. There's going to be probably a lot of this during this whole video, but I don't know what it was, whether it was just the car setup or whatnot. We're getting very close to the wall there. I was surprised I actually didn't get a corner cut warning there, but here comes RBR coming out of the pits for his first stop. So he's gone to the soft tyres, so he's probably got no confidence of going on to the super soft tyres. But now up into back into the points. So I forgot to mention it, and still getting a little bit sideways there. But that was absolutely terrible from me, and now I got a 3-second time penalty. Honestly, thoroughly deserved, I think. That was probably stupid of me anyway, but here's Owens putting a bit of pressure on my teammate Mitchie, who's just, I think we were in the, like I said, in the party chat, and I think Mitchie just said Owens let him, I'll get my words out in a minute. He let Owens go through basically because he was on different tyre strategy, and Mitchie wanted to get to the end. But we lost gold power. Fortunately, he was just having internet issues throughout this whole race. I don't know whether he rejoined again. He probably did, but I don't think it really lasted too long anyway. But that was my fourth warning anyway. So lap 9, going very, very deep, and they lost a little bit of our front wing again. So I thought I'd try putting up a little bit of a fight with RBR, but I thought it was in vain, really. And well, this feels like deja vu, honestly. The race I did last season, and probably the same race in SRL as well, I was absolutely terrible, but I think I've just managed to just slow it down. I think I could be wrong, but anyway, end of lap 9, we come in. I thought it was probably a good time maybe to put on the super soft tyres. I don't think they're going to quite get to the end, but I was probably going to prove it wrong anyway, so it's going to drop us a couple of spots there anyway. So he's on board with neontreedome. It was on lap 11, so there's a bit of battles going on up here. I think that's the Ferrari of Rain, I think it is. Up inside of someone, I think possibly Snags. Yes, it's Snags or Warden. Being a bit smart was Warden this weekend, and also got Master Berserk in here as well. These guys are in a bit of a hot battle here. It's bringing Neon into this. Like I said, Berserk's on the super soft tyres, so he can take his tyres a little bit longer. Neon have a look up the inside here. No, decides against it on Berserk. You dare say there'll be a move coming very soon, even though the ultra soft tyres, as Rain has a little bit going wide there underneath the tunnel. Berserk going right around the outside and gets it done as well. Like I said, the ultra soft tyres are probably nearing the end of their their cycle, as I think that's, Warden just coming into the lane. So I don't know whether he's putting the super softs on, but nice run there from Neon. We'll look up inside here of Rain. No, decides against it here. There's a look here. Let's see if we can get a good run coming out of this corner. Rain's really starting to struggle on these ultra softs, so I think Master Berserk's really starting to pull away now on those super softs, getting a little bit sideways there to both of them. But the Neon's got DRS, so this will probably help him. Rain's going to defend to the inside here, coming into turn 7. He's going to have to do it the long way, does Neon, but Rain's not having none of that. He pushes him wide and manages to hold on to the position. So great battling between those guys all around. Now another battle going on was Owens and is that Matt. These two have been at each other pretty much since the start of the race, even though if you probably include the formation lap, I think possibly when they took each other out. I could be wrong, but that's you can tell Owens on the much fresher ultra soft tyre and a much quicker ultra soft tyre. They're going to have a look here up the inside of Matt. I think Matt may have put up a little bit of a fight here. Whether it's all in vain, who knows? But Owens right round the outside and gets it done. So nice move from him. But back to us. Matt actually had to come back in after that. I think he may have copped a little bit of front wing damage. So after that, so anyway, lap 12, we're pretty much on our own. Yeah. I don't really know what to say there. It might have been just a little loss in concentration there, but just caught on the wall there. And I tried to get back going again, but as you can tell, I am just spinning all over the place. Lost the spot, obviously, to Gold Power. And I tried spinning again. I was trying to get out of the road. What I didn't realise was that was actually the leader, New Zealand Ryan. So I nearly accidentally took him out there, which would have been very awkward. So I do apologise, Ryan, if you're watching this, but I was doing everything I could to get out of your way. I didn't even realise, so apologies, mate. But that last hit I had with the tyre barrier, how I didn't retire from that, I literally have no idea. That's the 5th warning. And how I didn't retire after that. These walls are definitely strong around Singapore, but there goes Matt up the inside. But yeah, and getting very close again to nearly hitting the 3rd wall. So yeah, these barriers must be very strong here around Singapore, but coming into the lane, it's a bit very hot there. It was just pure, I think, out of pure frustration there that it happened. So I think Ryan may have come in, or even Rain, I'm not really, it might have been Ryan, I'm not sure, came in for his pit stop, but came in again, changed the front wing again. I think that's the 3rd front wing change from memory, so, and put on another set of super soft tyres, but you can just see now I've already been lapped anyway, of course, with Ryan going through, so I pretty much decided to let these guys go through especially. So I think that was Warden and both the Sauber boys. It looked like they're having a little bit of a close battle there. It'll be interesting to see what's going on here. Here we go, on board with Neon right as we speak, so he's starting to put a bit of pressure here on Timmy. Now, these guys are on different tyre strategies. I don't know exactly how long, when Timmy came in, but Neon's going to try to go around the outside. Going to run very wide, use every single bit of road and actually gets past his teammate. He was a little bit frustrated being held up behind his teammate, but he's now got it done, and that's Neon up into P7. You can just tell the differing tyre strategies there from both of them. It's, you can see I was just probably just trying to hang on to these guys because I was pretty much on my own in dead last. So, like I said, feels like deja vu early on, but did have DRS as well, but you just tell that this car just felt absolutely awful. Now I know how both Lance Stroll and Sergei Sorokin are feeling in the real-life F1 2018 season. But now, just again, running wide. Probably lost all my momentum back to the back of Timmy there, but now, like I said, Gold Power did come back, but unfortunately retired the car. He was just having a lot of issues. It was a little bit close there with that Timmy, and there's that Matt who had to come back in again. I think may have come to a little bit more damage there. So, but now I'm starting to put a little bit more pressure here on Timmy. I know he's a lap. He's one of the lap cars. I probably didn't really need to pass him here, but I thought about it. It was worth a shot anyway, considering what Neon's frustration with him. But just pretty much sizing it up through here, trying to get a good run here. Across the bridge we go. Probably going to size him up here at the hairpin of a very late dive bomb. There's a little bit of a touch there, but in the end, I do get the move done. That's, well, I mean, it doesn't really change positions, but probably on a bit quicker tyre as well, so I was probably going to try and take these tyres to the end anyway. But lap 17, I set a personal best. Here comes Master Berserk out on the ultra soft tyres, so he's definitely one to watch out for later in the race, especially if his times are pretty much, if he's flying, he'll be literally up there. But I think New Zealand Ryan's got a comfortable lead up in front. It's just a master around his place. So again, 6th warning there, and a couple another 3-second type penalty. So at this point, I wasn't really caring. Lap 19, there was another corner cut. It's number 7. But just trying to hang on behind Neon, who was said he's pretty much on his own. I was trying to keep a watching eye on Rain, who was behind him. That was my 8th cut, by the way. You could just tell Master Berserk really putting those tyres to good use. I think it was in the 39s. We've gone into the set up personal best, hard to believe. On lap 20 on a 140, the 141s, I think, another penalty. So at that point, I just pretty much gave up and didn't give a rat's ass really. But here's Owens, so he must have hit the wall again somewhere. So he's put on another set of ultra soft tyres. Could take those to the end. There's not a lot of tyres, tyre wear in this place, but getting a little bit sideways again. Coming out of the old Singapore sling. It's getting blue flag. Zombies now out of the race, and I thought it was best just to let Rain go through without me being a barrier, and he gave a little wave there, of course, but ran very wide there, and well, I tried turning the car as much as I could, but unfortunately the wall was there, and my front wing's gone again, so I'm back into the lane again. So I mean, it's just been a terrible, terrible weekend already around the streets of Singapore. Probably one of the last times I'll drive around Singapore on the F1 2017 game, but I actually had to serve the 5-second stop-go penalty from earlier, so I thought probably why not put on another set of ultra soft tyres. I can't remember how many pit stops I've done. I think it's like 4 or 5 from memory. And now that's going to put us in P12, and Matt and I thought, well, Matt especially thought about it and thought may as well have a little bit of a battle, considering we are probably the last cars out on the track here. We may as well do something instead of being bored around this place. So we're pretty much going to battle on. So he waited up for me, and now we're just going to have a bit of a battle pretty much, I think, to the end of this race. So but yeah, I lost my momentum there, obviously, going through that. I think it was turn 9. Not turn 9, my bad, turn 12. I'll get the corner names in a minute, but Owens having a little bit of a slide moment there, nearly going back into the wall then. And yeah, again, that might have been a loss of concentration there. How I didn't get any damage from that, I've no idea, but now you can see now lap 23, we were starting to battle him there. Actually went purple, which believe in sector 1. I was literally telling Matt to just get out of the way. I was wanting the fastest lap, but of course, being Matt, he wasn't having none of this, so he was pretty much holding me up throughout this this whole set. I mean, it was worth something anyway, the battle for last place in this race. So, maybe, like I said, may as well do something instead of just mucking around, really, or just retiring straight away. So have a look up the inside here at the hairpin at 13. Trying to get better drive, but Matt's just holding up for the time being. We're going to try and do a little bit of a crisscross here, but wasn't really on. But Matt runs very wide there, actually, at turn 14. Think about it. A little bit going for the move at 16, but yeah, again, decided to back out and actually have a terrible run through there. I'm actually surprised at how I didn't get another corner cut there, so that's pretty much ruined my run. And there's the corner cut right on cue, so I think that's number 7 for this race. So there's again hit the wall coming out of 5, but now another DRS run here on Matt. And Matt was just saying, like, if I had a purple sector, he would let me go. didn't quite have purple, but I got green. So, I mean, honestly, we're pretty much just having battles and are just trying to go for fast lap, but I lose the rear end again and damage the front wing again. So, oh dear, it's pretty much deja vu, really, from last season. I decided to let Matt go. It's just been a horrible race anyway. So in the end, Matt did decide to come in with me as well. So only, no, I didn't actually. Got another 5-second stop-go penalty, only within millimetres really. So it didn't matter too much. So here we go. I'll put on another set of ultra soft tyres. We're pretty much just, like I said earlier, battle and get fastest lap of the race for the remainder. Well, I even asked Matt why he put on another set of super soft tyres, but apparently he didn't have another fresh set of ultra softs, even though you're probably telling the graphic on the bottom right there, I do have another set just in case. That was my 8th warning for the entire race, but lap 26, started to catch up again to Matt, who was doing a very good job, even though, like you said, we're doing our absolute best to just try and get past each other, but just taking it through cautiously through here. Trying to get a good run here. Went up the gears very early there. Decided against going up the inside here, but yeah, it's pretty much, I think they're most of the remainder of this race anyway. He did have a little red X moment there, which only happened for a little time there, but lap 27 did set a personal best time. Matt was having a big help with the DRS, but I make an absolute meal of the braking marker there. Probably braked as well, just trying to let Matt go through, but I think he's damaged his front wing, so that was a bit of a lazy dive bomb a bit. It wasn't really on for that matter, and well, I think literally that was definitely payback for sure, but well, both of us are going to be making another pit stop in this race, so it probably didn't really matter at this stage. It's just this is the fun we really have for the last couple of spots on the race anyway, but I think Owens will soon join us because he was a little bit slow there, and I think he has front wing damage, so we're still battling Matt here, even though it's the 12th position. What is it now? Yeah, 12th, 11th, so I think the next few cars are a couple of far away up the road. I'm not even sure where the leader is. We're probably nearly being lapped again, if not are lapped for the second time. So anyway, in for pit stop number, I'm going to say 6 or 7. Might tell us on the graphic a bit later on. So I had to serve another 5-second stop-go penalty, which probably helps because I didn't want the penalties afterwards, even though it does give you an extra 5 seconds if you don't serve it. It's just 5 seconds added to your time anyway. So away we go on ultra softs. I did tell Matt to put on the ultra soft tyres, even though he probably had a worn set, so it was probably worth it anyway. But this will explain what happened with Owens. He tried everything to regain control of the car, but it wasn't to be. But this is what the...
He's gonna get hit! Oh!
that was Penske spectator footage, so thank you, Penske, for that. But and nice audio to fit in with that perfectly. So yeah, I mean, looking back on it, it was a very... I missed my braking marker by a long way there, so... I mean, it felt like a pretty good dive bomb anyway, but anyway, Matt and I decided to wait for Owens here. We were just going to pretty much go flat attack here. We probably didn't even realise it was coming to the last couple of laps. Timmy now sets the fastest lap. I think it was like a 1:39. So pretty much we're on the final lap now of our race, because I think we're about 2 laps down on the leader, which is, I think, still New Zealand Ryan. So pretty much just going to show the entirety of this lap in full here, because this is my fastest lap of the race. Yeah, we were just pretty much going fastest lap to the end of the race anyway. So did go purple in sector 1 there. We're literally using every single bit of track. Well, Matt definitely was there, trying to avoid every single wall I could find, especially because I've pretty much nearly hit every single wall around this joint, apart from a few others maybe. But I apologise if this is maybe a little bit boring to you, but I thought this was pretty cool. New Zealand Ryan's won the race. Pretty much no surprise there. He's an absolute gun around this place. If you look back to the AOR video from TMO Martix, he was just so dominant in that race. He just loves this circuit. Fireworks are already going off in the background there. Went purple again through sector 2. Now coming through the final few couple of corners now. That is actually Michi there, who I think is a lap. He's probably 1 or 2 laps ahead of us. Maybe, I can't really remember how far ahead of us he was, but coming around the final couple of corners now, Matt putting a lot of pressure on Michi there, and he actually ran out of fuel, which I believe, on the final lap, so that gifted me a position coming around the final corner. So it's going to be P11. It's at the personal 140.3, which wasn't all too bad in the end. It probably got a little bit quicker. You can tell Alvis doesn't give a crap anymore. Corner cutting, and it just goes by Matt there, and it's pretty chilled all the way to the finish line anyway. So there's Ryan taking another podium around this circuit. What more can you say about this guy? He's looking on track, especially for another championship. What more can you say? This guy's winning a lot of championships. There's the final results on the screen. New Zealand Ryan, Fens and Master Berserk round out the podium. Jared in 4th, Neon 5th, I think. Ward in the 6th, Rain in 7th, RBR, Timmy and Michi obviously got the final point, so he was actually a lap further out on us. So I did finish up in P12 because it did have plenty of post-race penalties, of course, with those corner cuts. So, I mean, what more can I say? It was just pretty much one to throw in the bin anyway, but you can probably tell there's a lot of people doing a lot of corner cuts. Here's the championship standings now. So Ryan has a 37-point lead going into Malaysia Grand Prix. We're still 7th, even though we probably didn't move, and Ginger Horizon wasn't here as well. So, and Force India lead now 44 points over Ferrari, and obviously Williams dropped back because Jared got P4, and fortunately Penske got a DNF. So yeah, that's it pretty much for the Singapore Grand Prix. Just a note, I will not be racing the Malaysian Grand Prix because I didn't race the Malaysian Grand I won't be racing the Malaysian Grand Prix because I wasn't there that weekend. So if you did enjoy the Singapore Grand Prix, or if you didn't, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. Comment, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more league racing content, plenty more TOR Pacific content on F1 2017, and be sure to follow me on the social media links, all down in the description. But for the moment, guys and girls, until the next time, which will be the Japanese Grand Prix, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.